Ultimate You, page 28. Except that they won't change. Being empowered became important to me when I realized how much I relied on others. How they hurt me, how they might hurt me again, what they did to me in the past, what I had to do to get them to like me, and how to feel in control around them so I wasn't judged by them. I was buying into a bad script that said my life could only be shaped when others thought, felt, and behaved a certain way. And that certain way meant in a way that gave me a sense of control, certainty, and safety. For me, it was all about shutting down my form of attack. But they weren't getting with the program. They were, no matter how much effort I put into it, staying stubbornly free of my influence and manipulation. This included my family, my friends, people I met, people I imagined I met, and people I never met but would fantasize about meeting. You get the idea. No one was free of the quick tally of flaws I do in my head as I assessed just how fucked up they were compared to me. If I could find enough flaws, that would free me not to have to feel bad about my own shortcomings. It gave me freedom from the responsibility of ever having to sort my own shit out. Because, hey, have you seen how messed up they are? Well, a new idea crept up on me. What if I stopped trying to get people to be a certain way? And what if I stopped looking for everyone's flaws? The questions were awesome, I grant. My answers, not so much. I really couldn't see any other way to be with people except to be controlling and judgmental. I knew I was never going to empower myself with the way I was going about relating. And yet, alternate ways of relating were, to me, what I decided were low return strategies, which meant they didn't make me feel safe. No matter what they've done, or you perceive they've done, waiting for them to change is only hurting you. When you wait for someone else to change as the reason why you're not doing what you need to be doing, you're really saying, I have no power. This other person controls me. Recognize this, that this belief says that something outside of you controls you, that someone else has sway over your choices, that you are dependent on another. Know that you are the reason for how you feel, for what you think, and for how you live. You didn't have this power as a child, and now you do. Use it. It's clunky at first, as is anything unfamiliar. I remember having no clue about how to stop blaming my parents for feeling depressed until I realized that one day that only person hurting was me. And then I had no clue what to do once I stopped blaming them. The difference was that now at least I was giving myself the opportunity to learn how to empower myself, instead of leaving my power with people who didn't even know they had it. Be uncomfortable. Sit with the uncertainty. Just sit with them and don't distract yourself with TV or busyness or some excuse to avoid them. Just sit with the truth that they aren't going to change. And even if they did, it wouldn't help you feel, think, or live differently. This is because the illusion was always that this power lay somewhere else other than with you. The truth of the matter is that it's always been with you. Remember, you are retraining your mind, so patience is called for. Be patient, but keep reading. We're turning the pages together. You are awesome. You have the power to choose how you respond to life, your thoughts, your perception, and your actions. You can, whenever you want, give yourself honest appraisal about how you're doing and where you need to lift your game. You are capable of committing to yourself and to your awesome life. You're the catalyst for the change you want to see in the life. Regardless of whatever flaws you have, you are free right now to embrace life. Okay. I'm going to read a little story from Annette Sayers' story. I spent 20 years trying to work out what was wrong with me. Struggling as a single mother of a drug-addicted teenager and dealing with many addictions of my own, I felt lost, lonely, depressed, unworthy, unloved, and unlovable. The funny thing is, so many people would say I was doing amazingly well and that I had created a great life for myself. Little did they know, I never felt truly happy. Everything was a struggle, and I was exhausted from trying to please people, from playing the roles, and from putting everyone else and their needs before my own. I was keeping busy and focused on what was out there because focusing on how I felt hurt too much. If only I could get rid of some problematic situation in my life, I would be happy. If only my son would listen to me, life would be great. And if only people in my life got me, all my problems would be solved. Clearly, I was way too focused on the external without pausing to think, how could I bring about the change I so desperately needed? I discovered Sharon's Ultimate You quite by chance, and my entire journey started to unfold step by step for the better in front of my eyes. With the help of the Ultimate You Quest community, I made a decision to draw a line in the sand, and I found the courage within to take responsibility for what was happening in my life. I realized that I couldn't change other people. This was going to be an inside job. To my surprise, after 6 weeks of me working through the Ultimate You Quest program, my family started to see the change. They asked me, "How are you doing that?" Wow, I couldn't believe it. My internal work has started to reflect it in my external world. The journey to my center self has enabled me to connect with my deepest feelings and my innermost needs and emotions, all of which I had been suppressing all these years. This had empowered me to finally resign from roles that didn't serve me and to find parts of myself that I never knew existed. I'm slowly learning to set new boundaries and embrace the warrior within. I'm discovering how to connect with my own feelings and emotions and meet my needs resourcefully. I'm stepping into new territories where I can now fully embrace myself for being me. And I know I couldn't have done this alone. I have so much support from the awesome Ultimate You Quest community. It's amazing coaches and mentors. The change has been phenomenal. This is the beginning of me, Annette, playing a bigger game and not hiding in shame anymore. I am worthy, I am lovable, I am enough. Right. This is the final chapter of final part of the chapter 1. So the key messages. Being empowered is what you deserve and your natural state. Here's you're free of thinking that somehow and somewhere this all goes away and everything is fine. You and only you are responsible for your life. Joy comes in knowing you can handle this and you're the leader of your own life. How you do the little things is how you do everything. It's up to you to be proactive about what you want to experience in your life. Your flaws can be the focus of your thinking. Instead, live life with the expectation that your full participation in it will resolve much of what bothers you. Earn your courage. Don't hold yourself hostage by robbing yourself of your dreams. No matter what they've done or you perceive they've done, waiting for them to change is only hurting you. If you see obstacle as a sign that you shouldn't make proactive changes to your life, you will never do anything worthwhile. Instead, ask yourself if the path you're on is aligned with who you are and who you're becoming. Surrender and thinking that say things have to be easier before you do them. Instead, aim to be better. You must be your own source of healing, and you are not the exception. This concludes Chapter 1 of Ultimate You by Jordan Peterson.